Book of Heaven, Volume 32, March 19th, 1933. Nourishment that the Supreme Being gives to the creature, which serves to make the soul grow, and to make the divine life grow in the soul. The divine will, depository of everyone and of everything. I am always prey to the divine fiat. Its love is so great that it leaves me not one instant without nourishing my poor soul. But in order to nourish me, it wants me with itself at the mercy of its acts, to prepare together the food it wants to give me. So while following its acts, I paused in the act when God was creating man, and my highest good, Jesus, surprising me, told me,
"My blessed daughter, our supreme goodness was not content with loving man, with giving him the whole universe at his disposal, but in order to give vent to our intense love, we placed our divine qualities to nourish his soul. So we placed our power, wisdom, goodness, love, sanctity, fortitude as his celestial and divine nourishment. Therefore, each time he would come to us, we would spread our celestial table before him to nourish him and satiate him. There is nothing that unites and identifies with the creature more than food, which reaches the point of becoming blood, warmth, strength, growth, and life of hers. In the same way, our divinity, wanting to nourish with our divine qualities, made itself warmth, strength, growth, and life of the creature. But this was not enough. This nourishment, once digested, would not only make the creature grow all beautiful and holy with the virtues of the nourishments that she would take, but would serve to make the divine life grow, which does not adapt itself to human nourishments, but wants its own divine nourishments in order to grow and form its very life in the depth of the interior of the soul. See, can there be a greater love, a more intimate and inseparable union than to expose our divine being, our immense and infinite qualities as nourishment, to make her grow with our resemblances, and then to make use of them in order to administer to her the nourishments, so that she would not leave us on an empty stomach within her soul, and may be able to say, God nourishes my soul, and I, with the food that he gives me, nourish his life and make it grow within me. Only then is love content, when it can say, you have loved me, and I have loved you. What you have done for me, I have done for you. And since we know that the creature can never reach us, we give of our own, and in this way we equal both sides and remain content and happy, she and we. In fact, only then does true love feel happy and satisfied, when it can say, what is yours is mine. And do not think that this was only for the first man. What we do once we continue always. Still now, we are at the creature's disposal. All the times in which she unites with our will, dissolves hers in ours, lets ours dominate, are as many visits that she comes to make to our Supreme Being. And are we going to send her back on an empty stomach? Ah, no. Not only do we nourish her, but we give her of our own, that she may have sufficient nourishments in order to grow as our will wants her, and so that she may not lack the necessary means in order to make our life grow ever more within her. More so since on our part, we don't let her want for anything. On the contrary, we give always in a superabundant way. If anything is lacking, it will always be on the part of the creature, but from us, never.
After this, my poor mind continued to wander in the divine volition, and my always lovable Jesus added,
My blessed daughter, my divine will is the depository of everything that has been done by us, and of everything that the creatures have done. Not even a thought, a word, the greatest works as well as the littlest ones, the steps, the heartbeats, the breaths, the pains, nothing can escape it. Everything is deposited in it. So, everything you do takes its place in my will, nor can you hide anything, because with its immensity it envelops you. With its power it is the actor of everything you do, and with its divine rights it is entitled to possess, to know and to preserve the whole operating of the human generations, and to reward them and to chastise them according to what they deserve. Its goodness and power together are so great that just as it does not lose even one star or one drop of light that the sun possesses, or one drop of water from the sea, so does it not lose even one thought of creature. And even if it wanted to lose it, it cannot. Its all-seeingness finds it in act, in its will. Oh, if creatures would comprehend that a divine will receives in deposit everything they do and think, how careful they would be that everything be holy and upright. And they would call this supreme will as life in everything they do, so that their acts might not receive any sinister judgment, because they would be in deposit in the same divine volition as acts and effects of it, which no one can dare to judge, and they would be rewarded as acts of a divine will operating in the creature. In addition to this, just as the divine will is the depository of everyone and of everything, so is the human will the depository of all the thoughts, words, works, steps, etc. of the creature. It loses nothing of what she does. On the contrary, they form one single thing with it, and each thought, word, pain suffered, everything, remains written and sealed with indelible characters. It can happen that the memory might not retain everything, many things it has forgotten, but the will conceals everything and loses nothing. So it is the depository and bearer of all her acts. Therefore, the divine will is the depository and bearer of everyone and of everything. The human will is the individual depository and bearer of itself. What triumph will eternally be, what honor and glory for one who has thought and operated in a saintly way. And what confusion to one who has deposited in the human will sins, passions, unworthy works, rendering himself by himself the bearer of his own evils. And if the evils are very grave, he will be pasture for the infernal flames. And if they are less grave, he will be pasture of the purging flames, which by dint of fire and of pains will purge that sullied human will, but will not be able to render to it the good, the holy works it has not done. Therefore, be attentive, because everything is being numbered and written. Neither do you, nor do you. We lose anything. Even a thought, a word, will have its perennial life, and will be like faithful and inseparable friends of the creature. So it is necessary for you to form holy and good friends, that they may give you peace, happiness, and perennial glory.
Fiat.